Hello everyone and welcome to EduTab. In this video, we are going to talk about the transfer policy that is followed for the commissioner's cadre in the EPFO organization. As we know, the officers like Assistant Provident Fund Commissioner, the Regional Provident Fund Commissioners, the Central Provident Fund Commissioners, all these belong to the commissioner's cadre in the EPFO organization. And the entire cadre and all the officers in there, they are under this same transfer policy. So what is this transfer policy? Why we are talking about this is basically because many aspirants, many of the candidates, they put up this query that if they get selected as an APFC officer, what would be the policy regarding transfers? Where will they be posted? How frequently will they be transferred? Will they be able to get a posting in their home district or home state or home region? So in this video, we will try to answer all these questions. Okay, but before starting ahead with the video, I would like you all to download this e-guidebook. This guidebook is a one-stop solution for all your queries regarding the EPFO APFC organization. If I talk about the examination, what is the syllabus, what is the pattern, what are the previous year's questions which were asked in the previously held examinations, all these questions, they have a very definitive answer in this guidebook. And this guidebook is available absolutely free of cost. Go to the description box given below. You will find a link there. Click on the link and you will be able to download this guidebook. This guidebook, if you really want to see, this guidebook has all the information about the APFC, EPFO, as well as the examination in a very presentable format, and you need not waste your time and effort going to different websites and different online places and try to find answers to your query, because all your questions are answered in this one single guidebook. Okay, so do not wait. Go to the description box right now, pause the video, download this guidebook, and then come back and then resume this video. Okay, so now let us talk about the transfer policy. So for the transfer policy of Commissioner's cadre in EPFO 2022, this document is available on the EPFO website, and if you want to go directly to the document, you can obviously do that. But what is the important thing that I'm going to tell you in this video? There are two different types of transfers which happen in the Commissioner's cadre for the EPFO organization. One is the annual general transfer. This annual general transfer is the regular transfer which happens on a periodic basis, and all the commissioners, be it APFC, RPFC or CPFC, all these commissioners, they have to be transferred according to this particular policy. So this annual general transfer is an annual exercise of examining the tenure and placement of officers, and on a periodic basis, all these officers, they will be rotated, and all these officers, they will be transferred to some other post. Okay, so based on the number of available officers and vacancies, and after assessing the workload, these transfer will be made on a regular basis. So these are annual general transfers, right? So these transfers, these rotations in posting, they will happen on a regular basis, irrespective of whether you want it or not. Okay, now if we talk about annual general transfer, you have to understand the meaning of a tenure. A tenure is basically 3 years of continuous posting in a particular office. Okay, so you have to complete at least one tenure, 3 years of continuous posting in a particular post, after which you will be able or you will be liable to be transferred. So this annual general transfer, this only is applicable after you complete one tenure. Okay, so one tenure is roughly 3 years. So you complete 3 years in one posting, and then you are liable to be transferred to some other location according to the annual general transfers. Okay, now all commissioners who complete due number of tenures, they will be considered for transfer. So if you complete one tenure at a post, at a singular post in a singular city or office, if you complete 3 years, then you are liable to be transferred. Okay, next, if you complete 3 tenures in entire service within a geographical entity, then you are liable to be transferred outside that entity. For example, in the EPF organization, the entire country is divided into various geographical zones or territorial zones. Okay, so if you serve 3 tenures in entire service within a geographical entity, then you are liable to be transferred to some other geographical entity. For example, in EPFO, the West Bengal and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, these belong to one single territorial integrity, one single territorial. Okay, so if you are posted in the West Bengal region or in the Andaman Nicobar region for 3 tenures, that is for 9 years, after that you will be able to be transferred on request or according to the rules of APFC to some other region like NCR or like Delhi, Rajasthan or Maharashtra. Then you will be able you will be liable to be transferred to some other region. So in one single office, you have to spend 3 years, that is one tenure at least, and after 3 tenures, that is 9 years, you are liable to be transferred to some other region. Okay, so this policy of transfer, as you can see, this gives you an ample amount of time at one singular post, And according to the EPFO's mandate, they only want that their commissioners, they should be handling different kinds of roles in their tenure. So just from the day when you are recruited, you have to be there in various kinds of job profiles, in various kinds of offices, be it district office or the regional headquarter or the central headquarter. Various kinds of responsibilities you will have to deal with. Okay, and this is why they regularly transfer their officers from one office to another depending upon the completion of their tenures, right? So on completion of 3 continuous tenures in NCR of Delhi, you are obviously liable to be transferred to some other organization. Okay, to some other geographical region. So at least you will have to complete 1 tenure at a post, then you will be transferred within that geography, and after completing 3 tenures in that geography, you can be transferred to some other geographical region. Now this is the policy for the annual general transfer, right? But other than annual general transfers, you can also be transferred based on administrative grounds. You can also be transferred based on requests, and you can also be transferred based on promotion and appointment. So, for example, due to some administrative exigency, there are some administrative overload in some particular region, then depending upon the workload, you can be transferred to some other geographical region or to some other office. This is a premature transfer on basis of administrative grounds. Okay? So they can transfer any officer without the recommendation of the transfer committee. This transfer committee directs the annual general transfer. So without their recommendation, if the organization finds that some office needs extra personnel, the commissioners, they can be transferred before even completion of 1 tenure, yani before even completion of 3 years. Okay. Next, transfer on request. On some exceptional requests, you can also be made to transfer to some other office or to some other posting. So for every application made for transfer, placement or overstay, it may be made due to the competent authority, and the grounds for asking for a transfer, they can be related to your spouse, your family. For example, if you are the sole person on which your family is dependent and your family consists of elderly people who need physical care, so you can ask for transfer to your home state or home district. And these transfers, they obviously are obliged if the ground you are asking for transfer, that ground is valid, that ground is genuine. Obviously your requests, they are entertained. Okay. Next, on promotion and appointment. So if you are promoted, then that would entail mandatory rotation from the station. So if you are in a particular station and you are promoted, then you are liable to be transferred as to the promoted post to some other office. Okay. So on a promotion also you are liable to be transferred. So these are transfers which are made outside of the AGT, outside of the annual general transfer, where we talked about the tenure and 3 tenures in a geographical region, right? Next, all postings, they are divided into field and non-field postings. So postings in regional, district offices, special state offices in the field, they are treated as field postings, and postings in the head office, zonal office, the training institutes, zonal training institutes, sub-zonal training institutes, they are treated as non-field postings. So all the commissioners, they have to be posted in 1 field posting and 1 non-field posting alternatively, right? So they want all the commissioners to have experience of their field posting as well as non-field posting. So each APFC, RPFC, they either have to be officer in charge of district office, regional office for at least 1 tenure. So in a geographical region, you will have to spend 3 tenures. In those 3 tenures, 1 tenure has to be as an officer in charge of a district office or regional office. So basically they want you to have a taste of a greater responsibility. Each APFC, RPFC will serve at least 1 field and 1 non-field posting in a block of 3 continuous tenures. So in a geographical region, the 3 tenures that you will have to spend, in those 3 tenures, at least 1 tenure has to be field posting and 1 tenure has to be non-field posting. That means 3 years as a field officer and 3 years as a non-field officer. That is mandatory, right? And they shall serve at least 1 tenure at headquarters or training institute in a block of 4 tenures. So in a continuous block of 4 tenures, at least 1 tenure has to be a non-field posting at the headquarters or at the training institute. So these are basically the various rules or various policies that govern the transfer of the APFC officers. So in a nutshell, if I want to tell you that the process of transfers is a very transparent process. All the transfers, basically the annual general transfers, they are made on a very transparent basis. Your wherever you are liable to be transferred after completion of a tenure, you are asked to give your recommendations. Where do you want to be transferred? So you're asked for your choices also. You give 3 choices that these are the 3 postings or cities or offices that I want to be transferred to, and if there are vacancies in those offices, you are transferred to your desired location. But yes, if no vacancies are present in those offices, then you can be transferred anywhere else where the vacancies are there. Okay, so in a nutshell, the APFC and all the commissioners in the EPF organization, they have a very good or very transparent transfer policy, and you get a very good satisfaction in your job because you are regularly transferred on a field and non-field basis, and you get to tackle lots of responsibilities, lots of varied work profiles. This again is a very important part of your career growth. Okay, so if you want more information about the APFC examination, you can obviously join our live workshop. This workshop is absolutely free of cost, and each and every question that you have in your mind regarding the examination, the recruitment examination for APFC, or regarding the job profile, you can ask in this workshop. Go to the description box, you will find a link there, and clicking on that link, you can join or register yourself for this workshop. Okay, in addition to this, we also have our courses for the APFC examination. These courses are also there. Go to the description box and you can find more about these courses. And this is all that I had to tell you in this particular video. Keep on learning, keep on growing. Jai Hind and Jai Bharat.